Hello everyone, welcome back to Stoic Wisdom Today. Let's talk about something most people misunderstand: freedom. Today, freedom is sold like a product. It's a shiny promise of more choices, less rules, and no limits. We're told that freedom means you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. But what if that idea of freedom is a trap, a gilded cage built from our own endless desires? The Stoics offered a radically different view. They said that true freedom isn't about doing whatever you want. It's about becoming someone who doesn't need what they don't control. This episode will explore the profound connection between freedom and discipline, and how the Stoic finds liberation not by escaping life, but by mastering the self. Let's begin. Part 1. Why discipline is the gateway to freedom. Most people think discipline is a restrictive force. It's seen as a chain that holds you back, a list of rules that keeps you from enjoying life. But Stoics see it as the very opposite. They understand that discipline is the gateway to genuine freedom. Think about it this way. Discipline is structure, and structure creates space. Imagine a chaotic, cluttered room. You can't move freely. You're always tripping over things, and you can never find what you need. That's a life without discipline. But when you apply structure, when you organize that room, you create clear, open space. Now you can move, think, and act with purpose. A disciplined life gives you the mental and emotional space to be truly free. Discipline is intention, and intention gives meaning. Without discipline, you are simply reacting to the world. You're at the mercy of every impulse, every notification, every fleeting thought. You're a leaf blown by the wind. But with discipline, you choose your actions. You decide what matters and why. You infuse your day with a clear purpose, transforming meaningless tasks into meaningful steps toward your goals. Discipline is focus, and focus brings peace. The modern world bombards us with noise and distraction. Our attention is a battlefield. Discipline is the ability to turn inward and focus on what truly matters. It's the mental filter that blocks out the chaos. When you are focused, the external world loses its power over you. You are no longer chasing after every shiny object, and that focused state brings a profound sense of inner peace. As the great Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This is the core of the Stoic argument. You can have all the money and power in the world, but if you are a slave to your own desires, you are not free. Discipline is not about punishment. It's about a higher purpose. It's about self-mastery. Part 2. The Stoic redefinition of freedom. Let's be clear about what true freedom isn't. It's not unlimited options. Having 50 different streaming services to choose from doesn't make you free. It can paralyze you with indecision. Constant pleasure. A life of non-stop pleasure chasing makes you a slave to your senses. You become dependent on external stimuli for your happiness. Zero obligation. A person with no obligations is often a person with no purpose. They are adrift, unmoored from the commitments that give life meaning. The Stoic redefinition of freedom is powerful and liberating. Freedom is self-command. It is the ability to choose your response. Imagine being cut off in traffic. An undisciplined person reacts with rage. A Stoic recognizes that the action of the other driver is outside of their control. What they can control is their own reaction. They choose to remain calm, and in that choice, they find freedom. Clarity of values. Freedom is knowing what matters most to you and living in alignment with those values. It's the ability to say no to things that don't serve you, not out of restriction, but out of a deep-seated clarity. It's knowing your values, like integrity and honesty, and refusing to compromise them for quick gain. Peace with reality. This is perhaps the most difficult and most liberating aspect of Stoic freedom. It's about accepting that some things, the weather, other people's opinions, the past, are beyond our control. As the philosopher Epictetus taught, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. When you stop fighting reality and make peace with it, you are finally free from frustration and anxiety. How do we build this inner freedom? Part 3. Practices that build inner freedom. This all sounds good in theory, but how do we build this inner freedom? The Stoics were practical philosophers, so they gave us real-world exercises. 1. Morning silence before stimulation. The way you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. In the modern world, most of us wake up and immediately reach for our phones. We instantly fill our minds with notifications, emails, and social media feeds. This is a day that starts in reaction, not in intention. A Stoic begins their day on their own terms. Just 5 or 10 minutes of quiet, phone-free time. Use this time to reflect on your purpose for the day, or simply to sit in presence. By choosing silence over stimulation, you are declaring, I am in control of my attention. 2. Detachment from outcomes. We pour our energy into projects, relationships, and goals, only to feel crushed when things don't go our way. A Stoic understands a fundamental truth. You control effort, but you don't control results. Think about a creative project like writing a book. You can't control if the book becomes a bestseller or if critics love it. What you can control is your effort, your commitment to writing every single day, to honing your craft, and to expressing your best ideas. Freedom begins where attachment ends. When you release the need for a specific outcome, you can fully focus on the work itself, which is where true fulfillment lies. 3. Daily acts of restraint. Our lives are filled with temptations that promise instant gratification but lead to long-term pain. The Stoics understood that every impulse we act on strengthens its power over us. So practice small acts of restraint every single day. Say no to what tempts you but drains you. The impulse buy that adds to your clutter, the endless social scrolling that numbs your mind, or the need for quick approval on a post. Every no to a distraction is a yes to your own freedom. You are building mental muscle with every refusal, proving to yourself that you are the master of your desires. 4. Journal for clarity, not control. We often use our journals as a to-do list, a way to try and control every minute of our day. A Stoic journal is different. It's a tool for reflection and clarity. Write not to control the day, but to clarify what matters, especially if things go wrong. Journal about your emotions, your reactions, and your progress. For example, ask yourself, where did I lose my self-control today? Or what event did I let bother me, even though it was outside my power? This practice makes you a quiet observer of your own mind, giving you the wisdom to steer yourself toward a more disciplined path. 5. Define your enough. In a consumer culture that constantly tells us we need more, the Stoic finds freedom in needing less. Freedom isn't chasing the next big thing. It's knowing what's truly enough for a good life and letting that be sacred. This could be a warm home, good food, and meaningful relationships. When you define your enough, you are no longer a slave to the endless cycle of wanting and acquiring. You become free from envy and the constant pressure to keep up with others. Part 4. The Stoic's Inner Life. Ultimately, a Stoic is free not because they own everything, but because they are owned by nothing. Their inner life is a fortress built on principles, not on fleeting pleasures. They obey truth, not trends. They don't follow what's popular, they follow what is right and what is rational. They listen more than they broadcast. They seek to understand the world, rather than simply project their own opinions onto it. They create boundaries, not barriers. They protect their inner peace from toxic influences, but they do not isolate themselves from the world. And finally, they let go of outcomes, not effort. They work tirelessly on what they can control and find peace by releasing the need to control anything else. Their soul isn't driven by external forces, it's directed by their own inner wisdom. Part 5. Stoic Phrases to Anchor Inner Freedom. To help us along this path, the Stoics gave us powerful short phrases to repeat to ourselves. They act as anchors for our mind. I don't chase, I choose. This reminds us that we are not passive consumers of life, we are active choosers. What I can't control, I release. This is a powerful mantra to calm a worried mind, reminding you to let go of what is outside your power. Silence is my power. In a noisy world, this phrase centers you and reminds you of the strength in stillness and observation. I am disciplined because I'm free. This flips the common narrative, reminding us that discipline isn't a burden but a tool for liberation, and I define my enough. This phrase is a shield against the endless cycle of consumerism and a reminder that true contentment comes from within. Conclusion: true freedom lives within. You don't need to escape the rules of the world. You need to follow the right ones, the rules of reason and virtue. You don't need more choices. You need deeper clarity about what truly matters. You don't need to control the world. You need to master yourself. Freedom isn't out there, waiting for you to find it. It's in how you live right here, right now. It's in the quiet discipline of your choices and the unshakable peace of your mind. Thank you for watching Stoic Wisdom Today. Comment below with the phrase, "Freedom begins with self-mastery," to join the conversation. And as always, stay grounded, stay wise, and stay stoic.